Yes, sir. Oh, on now. Now it does. There was one other item. I spoke with the Leadership Dorchester class also about having a sidewalk from the gate into the play area. And one of the members of the class asked if we would be open to a paved walkway. This would afford them the opportunity to sell engraved bricks as a fundraiser, which I thought was an excellent idea. But before I kind of gave them the green light to go ahead and start doing that fundraising, I just wanted to run it by the committee and make sure that you guys were okay with that. Okay, perfect. Yes, sir, Mr. Jackson, that was everything that I had for you tonight.
I'd like to call together the Planning and Development Committee meeting. And Jesse, if I could, these are so similar. Could we take these at the same time?
Yes, sir. Would you like me to read both of them together? Okay. Request to rezone TMS number 13014130009, located at 715 West Fifth North Street, approximately 0.22 acres and owned by Thomas A. Limehouse, from NMX neighborhood mixed use to UCMX urban corridor mixed use. This is in Council District 1. The second is request to rezone TMS numbers 13014130007 and 008, located at 100 Northampton Street and 711 West Fifth North Street respectively, totaling approximately 1.1 acres and owned by Willie S. Limehouse, from NMX neighborhood mixed use to UCMX urban corridor mixed use. This is also in Council District 1. Planning Commission held a public hearing and made a recommendation for approval on both of these at their meeting on April 17th, 2023.
Thank you. Any questions or motion? What's that?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion. I know that since we're in committee, Mr. Brown, I'll make the same motion that you suggested. We move these to full council with a recommendation for approval.
All in favor? Do we have first and a second?
He's
Well,
second.
okay. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, nay? Motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Mr. Mayor, we do not have a public safety committee meeting this month. And so we'll move on to public works.
Do we have to have a full committee or a quorum? We currently don't have a quorum,
There's no action to take.
so no action to take, but Mr. Cornett has an update for us.
Yeah, so the only item we've got is a request from the HOA in Newington to make the intersection of King Charles and Smythe a three-way stop. So Smythe intersects with King Charles in two locations, one by the pool, another location over by Lee Street. I thought the request was one by the pool, which is both town roads, but the request was for the intersection by Lee Street. This section of King Charles at that location belongs to the state SCDOT. So any additional stop signs on King Charles have to be approved by DOT. I just found this out about 30 minutes ago when I see an email from the HOA.
So I see some members from the HOA here in that community, and I had the opportunity to speak with them, I believe last week. And we were under the impression, both Councilwoman Garden-Schmidt and I, that the three-way stop in question was in the town limits. Since it is not, Mr. Cornett, we're going to take a look at that and discuss it with SCDOT.
Yeah, I'll forward the
And-
request to DOT and have them go
Okay.
through their process.
Please let us know how we can help make that happen and expedite it for those folks. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ms. Rhonda, Finance Committee, please, ma'am.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council. You have the May 2023 financial report in your package and on the screen. I just call your attention to a few things on the summary page. We took in just under 2.6 million in revenue. Of course, most of that centered around kind of the end of business license tax. Our expenses are tracking normal at 2.9 million for the month. And right on, most of the categories are right on target with our budget. We had a deficit for the month of 340,000. Deficit for the year to date at 6.4 million. I expect that to close, of course, in June when we have some our significant revenue items come in. If we can look at the revenue, I'll highlight a couple of items there. Okay, taxes. Property taxes, we are we're about 3% over what we budgeted for the year. I expect a little bit of trickle in June. I think I'll take that margin of error on that side. Licenses and permits, we're still waiting on the business license insurance tax to come in. That's the big item for business licenses. So I expect really in the next week or two that we'll know what our big payment will be on that. So I'm expecting that to come in close to budget. Building permits, we were a little bit ahead on that. So I feel like we'll also get our electric and gas franchise fee from Dominion this month as well. I did email her a couple weeks ago and ask if she knew what our payment was going to be, and they don't yet. So I think we'll be close on that. Municipal court, we're right on target for that. State revenues, I think we're over on local option sales tax. I feel like we'll be in good shape there. Miscellaneous. Next step, yeah. Most of these items are interest income. I did not get the entry book for this month since we were so short on the month end. But of course we're over budget that item. The other item here that I expect, I've got to get a billing out because we got our last grant money is the Dorchester 2 reimbursement. So we should be a little bit over on that item. Any other questions on the revenue items? Comments? Impact fees. Between residential and commercial, we collected $47,000 in impact fees for a little over $1 million total. We've had some expenditures in impact fees, some rolling equipment that we were able to purchase. And then the fire department, obviously Fire Station 6 construction that we're paying out of that. So although we have a deficit for the year, that is spending the fund balance, so we get allocated for that particular purpose. Next is hospitality and accommodations. We year to date, our H-tax is almost 5.5 million. We budgeted $5 million, and our expenses are 4.5 million. So we have a little bit of excess there. 1 month left to go. Accommodations, revenue to date is 403,000. We have no expenses in accommodations tax year to date. Last one is stormwater. We have year to date 2.5 million. Our expenses are right at 2 million for a surplus of $500,000 in stormwater. We'll have another month of expenses. We're pretty much at the end of that because that comes with tax revenue. So so over a little bit in stormwater revenues for the year for revenues. Any other questions, observations? Thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Next is authorization to surplus parks and recreation vehicles, the mower RM99 year 2006, model 1435, mower RM39 year 2007, model 1445, and the GNC sprayer 200-gallon year 2006.
I'll make a motion that we approve that.
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor. We've got a motion on the floor in a second. All in favor, just signify by raising your right hand. Vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Ayes carry.
Authorization to issue a purchase order to Compan not to exceed $100,000 for Hugie playground equipment. Funds to come from hospitality and park impact fees. Compan has been selected based on a cooperative purchasing contract through Sourcewell, and the request is from the Parks and Recreation Department.
I'll make a motion. We approve that.
Second.
that. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor of this, signify by raising your right hand, vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Likewise, motion carried.
Authorization to issue a purchase order to Safe Industries in the amount up to $47,500 for the purchase of 91 CMC bailout systems for the fire department. Funds to come from fire department operating budget.
Make a motion. We approve that.
Second.
Any discussion?
What's a bailout system?
What'd you say?
Bailouts is just individual piece of equipment that we put on the fire first, it integrates into their turnout gear. And if they find themselves in trouble on the second or third floor, they can hook it into a window or something and bail out the window.
Okay.
I was wondering what that was too, Richard. I kind of guessed it. No, I was pretty close. Okay, all in favor of this, signify by raising your right hand, vote aye.
Aye. It's
Opposed,
just a different
likewise.
type of parachute.
That's what I was thinking. Why not just give them a nail and a rope?
The ayes carry. Buy the bailout equipment. Hope you don't have to use it.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of this, signify by raising your right hand, vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise.